I'm ready.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. Hi guys. Thank you for joining this evening yoga class. Yeah, I thought we'd do an extra class in the evening for some of you, and I kind of fancy doing it on a Monday. So here we are. Today's practice is a chill practice, kind of relaxing practice. We're going to work.
Yeah, use your phone.
What happened there?
Just use your phone for the audio.
Should I bring it closer to me? And yeah, today's practice, we're going to kind of focus on moving slow, waking up the hips, opening up the lower back, trying to help to create a sense of calm in the body and the mind. We'll unwind and prepare for a restful evening. Okay. So we're going to begin in a Shavasana. So when you're ready, you can, and if you have a blanket, you can have a blanket as a prop. Yeah, you can use the blanket under your head, or we're going to use it later on to sit on. So when you're ready, let's come into a Shavasana. And just allow your body to fall or drop into the ground. So you're just kind of unclenching your jaw, relaxing your face, relax your hands and your feet. Allow your spine to release down into the floor. Letting go of your legs and your arms. And then just take a few moments to connect in with how you feel, feeling tone of your body, noticing how you feel. You might feel energetic, you might feel tired. Just notice how you feel. And then just take a deep inhalation through your nose. And then just exhaling through the mouth for a moment. And again, a deep inhalation through the nose. And then exhaling through your mouth. You can do that a few more times. And then when we're ready to do so, I'd like you to just bring your feet together. So you're going to have the ankles together, the balls of your feet together. And then bring your arms close to your trunk. And with an inhalation, slowly take your arms over your head, stretch into your fingertips. And exhaling, slowly lower the arms and bring them onto the floor beside your body. Let's do that another 5 times. So you inhale, stretch into the fingers, stretch into your heels, lengthen. And exhale, bringing the hands onto the floor. So 4 times on your own, with your breath. Combining your breath and your movement. Allowing the arms to flow with the breath. And then on your last one, take your arms over the head. You can interlace your fingers and then just take a deep stretch here. Your arms are overhead, you reach, and then just stay here. You can interlace your fingers and then turn the palms away from the head. Stretch into your heels. And let's stay there for about 5 deep breaths. So you're pressing into the balls of the feet, and you're pressing into your heels, and you're pressing your palms and the heels of the hands away from your feet. Long and smooth inhalation, long and smooth exhalation. And after 5 breaths, releasing the arms and bring them beside your body. And let's do a little bit of work to open up the lower back. So we're going to take the knees and bend your knees and place your feet onto the floor. Yeah. And then use your right hand to just take hold of use your hands to take hold of your right knee, sorry. Yeah. And then as you exhale, just draw the knee towards your chest slowly. And if it feels really comfortable here, straighten your left leg. That feels comfortable. And you may want to move your knee a little bit out to the right, so it's kind of moving towards your shoulder, so you can bring the knee a little closer towards your chest. And then flexing your toes, broadening your feet. And a long and smooth breath. So tuning into the breath. And then when you're ready you're going to exhale and place the right foot on the floor. You could bring the left foot back onto the floor. Good set up. And then take the other side. So left knee to the chest. And then slide your right leg along the floor when you're ready and comfortable. And then inhaling to the top of your chest. So you just feel the breath filling the lungs. And then exhaling all the way down to the area below your navel. And the knee tends to move a little bit out to the left side towards your armpit. The feet are active. So you flex the toes, you broaden the soles of your feet. And then the face is soft and calm and relaxed. Beautiful. And then as we exhale, we can again releasing the left foot to the floor, bending your right knee, and have your feet about hip width apart. We're going to slowly take the right ankle and just place it onto the left thigh. Thread the needle posture. Good. So here the right foot is active. You flex the toes. You bring your left knee towards your chest. You can take your hand into the space between the legs, taking hold of the shin, left shin, or the left thigh. Good. And then once you're there, as you exhale, the knee, your left knee might move a little closer to your chest. You see how that feels. And then you can just slowly here, just move from side to side. So we kind of target where we want to bring the stretch into. So if you tend to move to your left a little bit, tend to target more of the glutes and the outer hips. And if that feels like it's too much, you can move back to the center. And then where you put your attention is where you direct your breath. So if you bring your attention into the outer right hip, and then allow your breath to also move into that area. Fantastic. And then when you're ready, you can release. And then take the other side in your own time. So that left foot is going to come onto the right thigh, and then placing your hands on the shin or the back of the thigh. And again, gently moving from side to side. Bring a little bit more of a stretch into the outer hip and the glutes. You can relax your face and your jaw. Beautiful. And when you're ready, let's come back to the center. So release the legs. We can place our feet a little bit wider than your mat. So you bend your knees, feet might be as wide as the mat or a little bit wider than your hips. You can take your arms into like this cactus position. Yeah. And then as we exhale, we're going to drop the knees to the right side. So your knees are falling towards the floor on the right side. And the inhalation is going to bring your knees back to center. So as you inhale, you're going all the way back to the center. Exhale, and then lower to the other side. And again, inhale, slowly come back to the center. Exhaling, and then come down. Inhale, bring the legs back to the center. Exhaling as we lower down. Beautiful. And then do 3 more times on each side. Just by yourself. Find your rhythm, your pace. You can close the eyes so you get deeper. You find a deeper connection with your breath. And then we're combining all our movements with the breath. And then on number 3, come down onto the right side, on your last one, stay on the right side. And then with your right foot, you could place it onto the top of the left thigh. So use that weight just to encourage the legs to move there. And if that's really tight or feels uncomfortable, just bring the foot back onto the floor. But if it feels okay, stay here. And again, a long and smooth inhalation. And a long and smooth exhalation. And just allowing the fronts of the hips and the sides of your hips to open and stretch. And you can release your right foot and then slowly come back to the center. Exhale and come down onto the other side. And if that feels good again, you can place your left foot on top of the thigh. And again, begin to become aware of the sensations in the right hip and the right buttocks. And breathe, direct your breath into the area where you feel the sensation, where you feel opening. Breathing into that gentle twist. And when you're ready, releasing the left foot, slowly come back to the center. Good. This time we're going to bring the feet together, bring your knees towards your chest, with your arms where they are. And then we're going to go a little deeper in our twist. So we're going to bring the knees down onto the right side, aiming towards the armpits. Good. And then keep your feet together and keep your feet actively working through flexing the toes. Good. And then turning the belly and the ribs, yeah, away from the legs. And if it feels comfortable in your head and in your neck, turn your neck or turn your head to look to the left. And we want to encourage the shoulders to release onto the floor. And breathing into the belly, so the belly gently rising and falling. And one more breath here. And then with an inhalation, bring your legs back to the center. Head to center. Exhale, and then come down onto the other side. So again, the feet are active. We turn the belly and the ribs away from the legs. And then if it's happy, if your neck feels comfortable, turn your head. I also sometimes like to bring the left hand onto the top of the right thigh if the knee tends to lift up or if the thigh tends to lift up. You could use your hand to gently keep it down. And then we find that smooth and calming breath. Smooth and calming breath. Fantastic. And then on an inhalation, bring your legs back to the center.
And then once we're here, we're going to take a posture called a happy baby posture. So you're taking your hands on the backs of your knees, and you're going to draw your knees towards your armpits. So you're just going to draw, and soles of your feet are facing the ceiling. You come here. That's the first option. Yeah. If you're happy to, you could take your hands either to your shins or to the outer edges of the feet, keeping the soles of the feet facing up towards the ceiling. So it's like we're doing a squat. Just gently, slowly bringing the knees into the armpits. And notice if your lower back tends to move away from the floor. So we're trying to encourage the sacrum to release onto the floor. So you may need to back off. You may need to take your hands on your shins or on the backs of your knees. Fantastic, guys. And then when you're ready, let's release. Okay. You can release, take your right arm above your head and gently roll onto your right thigh. And then come up from your right side. Let's come into a child posture, but active child posture. So we're going to take our arms and we're going to extend the arms forward. You're going to spread your fingers, and then you can rest your forehead on the floor and creep your fingers forward like you can go forward like an extra inch or so. And then let the brain center relax as you bring your forehead and the tip of the nose onto the floor. Just lengthening in the spine. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to inhale, come up onto your knees and your hands, onto all fours. And we have a neutral spine, so the spine stays neutral. And we're going to do a little bit of work on the shoulders here. So what I'm going to do is just going to take my left hand, I'm going to walk my right fingers forward just a little, and then I'm going to take my left arm and I'm going to just stick it over to the side, come down onto the shoulder. I'm going to walk my right fingers and maybe a little bit closer to my body, head resting on the floor. You might want to just stay here. Yeah, that's one nice way of doing. Another thing to do is to place your palms together and work there. And then sometimes you might even want to take your arm up. But I like to just keep the fingers on the floor and stay here. Yeah. And then just kind of turning the ribs, working into the shoulder, breathing deeply. Use the breath to help you to go a little bit deeper. So we're not using any force, we use our breath to open up any areas that are tight, any blocked areas. Use the breath to open up any blockages. Let's stay for 2 more deep breaths. And then when you're ready, you can place your right palm on the floor and then slowly come back up onto all fours, neutral spine. And then we do the same on the other side. So again, take the left hand slightly forward and then slide your right arm under until you come onto the shoulder. Beautiful. And then walking your left fingers a little bit closer to the right hand. And then all those options are available. You could bring your palms together if that works for you. You could take your arm up if that works for you. Yeah. Whatever you fancy, whatever feels quite nice. Feel some good sensations going on there. But you want to be able to breathe smoothly and calmly. Fantastic. Let's stay for 2 more breaths. And then after 2 breaths, let's come back onto all fours. Okay. And we're going to take a variation of the cat-cow position, posture. I'll show you what it looks like. So we're going to start off on all fours. And we're going to inhale, lifting your chest, broaden your sit bones as you look up. And then as you exhale, you're surrounding your back and bringing your buttocks onto the floor. Bring your elbows down, bring your head down. Inhale, we're going to slowly come back into the cat, so lift. And then as you exhale, bring your buttocks towards your heels and slowly coming down, elbows and four hands on the floor. And let's do that like 5 more times, moving with your breath, like a wave-like movement in the spine. So you're kind of awakening all those muscles running along your spinal column, articulating your spine as you move with your breath. So combining movement and breath, wave-like movement. Fantastic. So on your last one, just stay in the child posture. You can just come into child and stay there for a moment. And when we're ready, we extend the arms forward. We're going to make our way into a downward facing dog. So we can lift the buttocks, bring your toes onto the floor. Okay. And then from here, you're pressing your hands down and slightly forward. You're going to lift your hip creases up and back. Okay. And don't worry about trying to bring your heels to the floor. You can keep the heels nice and high, that's fine. And then just kind of lift the hip creases. You could even bend your knees a little so you work into the muscles on your back. You lengthen your spine. Good. And then just allow the weight to be even throughout your limbs, so your hands and your feet. Weight even. Let your head and neck relax. Beautiful. Pressing the hands down and slightly forward. So broaden your shoulder blades, broadening. Yeah. And then just walk your feet a little bit closer towards your hands. So you go for a little bit of a shorter downward dog. Good. And then lift your heels. Once you've done that, lift your heels really high, lift your sit bones. Good. Exhale, bending your right knee, take your left heel to the floor. Inhale, straightening both legs, extend. And then exhale, bend your left knee, and then take your right heel to the floor. And then just continue to do that. As you inhale, you extend the legs. And then as you exhale, you bend and take the opposite leg to the heel to the floor. So we can do that like 3 or 4 more times. So moving with awareness, with breath, awareness. Fantastic. And once you've done that a few times, just come back into the downward dog. And just see if you can be still for a few moments in your downward dog. Let your head relax. You can go a little bit, take the legs a little bit longer again. You can keep your knees bent or straight legs. You decide. Beautiful. And then exhale, bring knees onto the floor. Good. And then from here, we're going to move the left hand out the way, step your left leg forward, and then come up. Your shin bone, left shin bone is vertical. Beautiful. And then you're just going to have your fingertips on the floor, and then we're going to come into a lunge here. So we're going to send the right heel back and lift. So we start to open up in the front of the right hip, the psoas muscle there. You can come onto your fingertips if you like. So you're kind of not too much weight on your wrists. You can come onto the fingertips if that feels okay. Beautiful. And then exhale, bring your knee back down onto the floor. Just gently come up, and then just take the arms above the head to open up the front of the body. Lengthening in the spine. And with your pinky fingers, your little fingers, just going to turn them in towards your body. So your arms are gently rotating inwards, just a little bit. Good. And then exhale, bring your hands to the floor. Fantastic. And then we're going to pick up the right knee, step back into downward dog. Stay there for a moment, let the head and neck relax. And then exhale, bring your knees onto the floor once again. Take your right arm out the way, and then step your right leg forward. Beautiful. And then again, we come into this kind of lunge. We stay here for a moment. You can curl left toes onto the floor and then send the heel back. Chest forward. Fingertips on the floor. And then maintaining that vertical right shin. Smooth and long breath. Beautiful. And then exhale, bring your knee to the floor. And then take your arm up. Reach up into the fingers. Fantastic. Keep firmly grounding your feet. So ground your feet to activate your legs. And then gentle rotation in the arms. So pinky fingers moving in towards the midline.
Exhale, bring your hands to the floor. Let's take downward facing dog. So lift your left knee, downward dog. Stay for a few breaths here. And then exhale, bring your knees onto the floor once again. Turn around. Good. Take your left hand out the way. Bring your right foot forward again. Bring your fingers on the floor. Good. And we're going to inhale. This time we're going to just lift the back leg. So lift your right knee away from the floor, extend the legs back. And then you can keep your left hand on the floor. And then take your right hand towards your sacrum. Turn the ribs and the trunk towards. So if your left leg isn't, you're turning towards your left leg. That's it, great. To turn to your left leg. And you can stay here. Yeah. And if you're really happy, then you could take your left arm up towards the ceiling. And so gently reaching up. And keep grounding your feet. Beautiful. And then on the exhalation, bring your hands to the floor. And then slowly step back into downward dog. Lengthen and breathe. Exhale, bring your knees again to the floor. And then let's do that on the right side. So you move your right hand out the way, step your right foot forward. Beautiful. Fingertips on the floor. You can pick up the back leg, extend. Left hand on the floor. And then when you're ready to, you take your right arm up. Yeah. Or you can just place the hand on the sacrum. So you're turning your belly, turning the ribs, turning the shoulders. Beautiful. Exhale, bring your hands to the floor. Downward facing dog. Just relax the head and neck. We're going to bring the knees onto the floor and then just come down into a child posture for a moment. So just let the forehead rest on the floor. Or if your forehead doesn't touch the floor, you could use a block or a blanket for your forehead. You can take your knees a little wider if you need to. The knees can go wide. Take a few deep breaths here. Fantastic. And then let's inhale, slowly come up. Good. We're going to do a little bit more work on the hips here. So what we're going to do, from all fours, we're going to take the knees about hip width apart. You're going to take your right leg or knee in front of your left, like so, and then just take your feet out to the side. So from behind, it looks something like this. You can see on, yeah, so I'll show you from here. You'll look something like that with your feet. You can also take your blanket between your feet or a block, and you can come down to sit on the floor, or you can come down to sit on your blanket. Yeah. So I suggest if you have a blanket, use it. And if that's impossible, if that seems like that's not working for me, come to sit in a simple cross leg. Just simple cross leg. If you're sitting like this, then bring your hands onto your feet. You can just bring your feet down and go. Inhale, really lengthen your spine. And then as we exhale, we're going to come forward from the hips. bringing your belly onto the thigh, maybe bringing your chest onto the thigh. Your forehead or your chin will come onto or over the thigh. And just gently come forward. And then you could even bring your arms on the floor in front of you. And then breathing here, just letting everything come roll forward. Allow your back to round the spine. Closing the eyes. Breathing deeply into the sensation in the hips. So remember, if this is too much, simple cross leg. It's fantastic. You just cross your legs at the shin and then you come forward. Okay, and then when we're ready to do so, inhaling, slowly and gently bring yourself up. Good. We're going to come back onto all fours. And then let's move straight onto the other side. So Gomukhasana legs, or coming into a simple cross-legged position. We can come down, sitting. We can make sitting bones moving into the floor. Make sure your legs are comfortable. You can use your hands to press the legs down. And then just bring awareness to your hips or hip crease. And this is where we're going to come forward from. So we don't want to come forward from the back. We want to come forward from the hip crease. So as you exhale, you're going to kind of bring your belly onto the thigh as you fold forward. Maybe your chest will come onto your thigh. And then for some of us, maybe the forehead will be on the knee, or maybe not. Or maybe your chin will come over your knee. If you've been doing this for a long time, your chin might come over your knee. Yeah. And then once you're happy there, you might bring your hands forward. And as you inhale, you're bringing nourishment into those sensations around your hips. On the exhalation, you let go of any tension around those areas. And we're not trying to force our way into the posture, just use the breath. Allow the breath to move you into that shape. And then gently and slowly inhale to bring yourself all the way back up. Good. Let's come back into downward dog when you're ready. So just make your way into a downward dog. Yeah, so however you want to do that, just come into a downward dog. And then from the downward dog, we just kind of releasing the hips, lengthening. Good. And then exhale, bend your knees. Good. So I like to do this here. I like to bring one hand onto the floor. So if I bring my left hand onto the floor, just lean to the left and bring my legs forward. See, coming into the star position. So we want to sit with the spine upright. And this is quite hard for a lot of people because the muscles on the back are quite weak. So if you have a blanket, you could sit on the edge of a blanket and extend. And if that's too much, also you could also bend your knees. And as you bend your knees, your sitting bones ground, and then you're lengthening in your spine, lifting out through the top of your head. And then here, let's inhale. Just take the arms up above your head. And again, if you need to bend your knees, keep them bent. Reach up, push out through the heels and the balls of your feet. The fingers are active. You spread your fingers, reach up, lift your chest. The legs are moving down into the earth, so the thighs are engaged. Yeah. Backs of the legs moving into the earth. And then exhale, lower the arms. This next posture is called head to knee posture. So we're going to bend the left leg. Yeah. So you could stay on your blanket if you need to. The left leg comes somewhere into the top of the thigh. Good. And then your right hand, you could bring your right hand onto the shin, or you might be able to take hold of your foot. Yeah. But if you're taking your foot and your shoulders are hunching up, it might be better just to kind of back off a little bit so you can keep the spine upright. It's a nice place to be. And then we're going to move dynamically. So you're going to place your hands on your shins or your foot. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, come forward from your hips. As we come down. Good. And then inhale again, lifting to come up. Good. And then again, exhale, slowly, gently coming down. You can bend the elbows to release forward. Inhale, and then slowly coming up. Good. So let's do that 3 more times. As you exhale, bring your belly onto the thigh, chest onto the thigh, maybe your head. Inhale, and then slowly coming up. And then 2 more times. And then on the last one, we stay in the posture. So you can come down and stay. So we keep both feet active. So you're flexing your toes, your left toes, your right toes. And just stay in the posture. So you just hold the shape and stay here. 5 more breaths. Your breastbone moving forward. Your breastbone is kind of lifting towards the right foot. And then make sure you can breathe in this position. Make sure you can breathe. Inhale, and then we slowly come all the way back up. Good. And then releasing. Release the leg. Yeah. And then we do the same on the other side. So placing the foot into the top of the thigh. So I didn't say on the first side, but sometimes the knee tends to come up high. So if your knee tends to come up high, you could pad up your knee. You could place a blanket on the knee so it's not floating. So your knee is supported, and that's going to help you to take care of your knee. Okay. And then same again, we can place the hands on the shin, maybe on the foot. I'm going to inhale, lengthen the spine. Good. As you exhale, bending your elbows, bringing your belly towards the thigh, coming forward from your hips. Relax the head. Inhale, slowly coming back. So you take a few more times just to kind of warming up, slowly coming into the posture, and then slowly coming out of the posture. Good. Inhale deeply, exhale to move into the posture slowly and gently. Inhale as we come out. So let's do that 2 more times. On the second time, we can stay in the posture. And then the last one, we exhale, come into the shape. And so the backs of the legs, gentle opening in the hip, breathing into the sensations. Are you breathing calmly and smoothly, or are you fighting and struggling in that position? Okay. So if you're fighting, maybe you back off a little and then just find your breath, find that smoothness, that sweetness of breath. And then very slowly, when you're ready to inhale, let's slowly bring ourselves out. Great. And then releasing. Let's bring the soles of our feet together here. And for some of us, if your hips and groins are really open, you might be able to bring your heels really close to your groins. For some of us, they might be far away, and that's also okay. Yeah? So if they're far away, then that's fine. So what I'd like you to do here is to have the outer edges of your feet together, press them together, open your toes. So you can have the balls of the feet together, flex your toes, and then make sure your knee, the muscles around your knees are engaged. So you could lift your knees a little bit as you do that. And then come onto your sit bones, lift upwards. And then you may want to just stay here. And then for those who are happy to come forward, you're going to come forward from the hips, the hip creases, you come forward. Yeah. Maybe we don't go forward that far. Yeah. And then if you can place your elbows in your inner thighs, you kind of just press the elbows into the inner thighs as we come forward. Notice what your shoulders are doing. Are your shoulders jumping up into your neck? So keep the shoulders down and away from your neck. Good. When you've gone as far as you can relax your head and your neck. So we want to keep the feet nice and active, and that's going to help the muscles around your knees and your legs to stay awake, and that helps to protect your knee joint. So keeping the feet active. Beautiful. And then inhale slowly and gently. Let's bring ourselves all the way up when you're ready. Fantastic. Good. And then let's just release the legs, give them a little shake. And we're going to come to sit for a moment. Yeah. So if you have a blanket to sit on, you could elevate your pelvis and sit on the blanket. If you have a block, you could sit on the block. We're going to start with just this very simple cross leg. And before we start to do some breathing, we're going to move into a gentle twist. So we're going to take the arms and we're going to bring them like this. So you bend your elbows and palms are facing each other. Beautiful. And then as you exhale, we're going to turn to the right. But try to keep your arms facing each other in the palms. So you just turn your whole body to the right. Beautiful. Just hold that for a moment. So that's called an open chain twist. We just stay here for a few moments. And then when you're ready to take your left hand onto your knee, so you can bring the back of the hand or the palm on the knee, and then take your right hand onto the floor behind you. Good. And then just gently, slowly, as you inhale, you elongate and lengthen your spine.
And on the exhalation, you gently turn into the twist. So inhalation encourages the lengthening of the spine and the grounding of the sitting bone. And the exhalation allows you to rotate your spine. 2 more breaths. Inhaling, deeply lengthening. And then exhale, we can release and then come back to the center. Bring your arms up once again. And gently turn to your left. And then when we're ready here, just hold for a few moments. Turn your belly, turn your ribs, turn the shoulders. And then bring your right hand to the left knee, thigh, and then take your left fingers on the floor behind. And again, here we're not using any force. And the inhalation encourages the lengthening of the spine and the grounding of the sit bones. Exhale, rotating the spine, turning the belly and the ribs. So observing the space your body occupies, observing your breath. Good. Inhale deeply. Exhale to unwind. Come back to the center. Fantastic. So you might want to stay here sitting with a simple cross leg, or if you are more accomplished, you could come into the Siddhasana posture, where we bring the heels in line with the middle of the body, or the midline. Siddhasana, the accomplished posture. So whichever's comfortable, you could sit in Virasana, so you could sit on your heels or sit with a block between your feet or a blanket between your feet. Just make yourself really comfortable, and you could sit on a chair if the floor doesn't work. So just take a few moments here as we sit with the sitting bones grounding, space in the front of the body. Allow your shoulders to relax. And we're going to take some alternative nostril breathing, Nadi Shravana. So what I'd like you to do is just take a look at your right hand. With the right hand, we're going to take the first 2 fingers and we're going to place them between the eyebrows. Your ring finger and your little finger are going to come together, they touch. And then the thumb is a solo act. Yeah. So first 2 fingers come between the third eye. Yeah. The ring finger we're going to use to close the left nostril, and the thumb we'll use to close the right nostril. Yeah. This kind of action. And then what we're going to do some alternative nostril breathing. So when you're ready, you can bring your fingers towards your third eye. Yeah. And then we just close. We're going to start with the right side. So we just close the left nostril. Inhale through the right side. And then close the right side. Exhale, left side. Inhale, left side. Close left side. Exhale, right. Inhaling right side. Close right side, open left. Exhale. Inhale left side. Close the left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Close right side. Exhale left. Continue. So we're always exhaling through the opposite side. We'll do a few more rounds. Take your time. Slow, smooth breathing. And then so the next time we exhale through the left side, we bring our hands down onto the knee. And then just be completely still. So keep the eyes closed. Let the muscles on your face soften and relax. Relax your jaw. Relax your neck, shoulders. And then paying attention to your abdominal region. Allow the belly and the abdominal area to be relaxed. Your spine remains upright and strong. So that pranayama helps us to kind of bring some balance, balancing our energy, allowing us to relax. And just stay still for a few more moments. And then slowly take a deeper inhalation. And then exhaling long. And when you're ready to, you may open your eyes. And let's do one more breathing exercise. And this one is called the Brahmari Pranayama. The name is named after
an Indian black bee. And what I'll do, I'll show you first, and then I'll explain what I'm doing. It's very simple. So I'm going to place my fingers in my ears. So what I'm doing, I'm placing the fingers in my ears. I take a deep inhalation, and on the exhalation, I'm humming. And then what you feel inside, that vibration and the resonance inside is allowing you to calm completely, allowing all the cells of your body to calm and to relax. For most people, yeah. For other people, it might drive you a little bit crazy. Mm? So if you're one of those people who it doesn't feel great, maybe just sit quietly. Yeah. And we're going to do for about 3 minutes. Okay. Great. Okay. So when we're ready, so try to keep your elbows nice and high so you're opening up in your ribs. You want to get a lot of space in the ribs. So bring the elbows high, wait for a moment, and then place your fingers in your ears, close your eyes. And then when we come out of the posture, we can sit completely still with the eyes closed. To allowing the muscles on your face and your jaw and your neck to relax. Allowing the abdominal region and the belly to completely soften. And then just begin to observe the sensation, the feedback you get from doing that practice, that exercise. Stay open and alert. perfectly still. If you're happy sitting upright, then maybe you could stay there. If you're ready to come into a Shavasana, then come to lie on your back. When the Shavasana, just allow your body to become heavy. Allow your limbs to become heavy. It's a complete release of energy. Your eyes are soft, eyelids relax, relaxing your jaw, relax your chin, relax your neck and your throat. Relax your shoulders. And to feel that relaxation in your shoulders just gently flowing down
your arms into the tips of your fingers. And relax from your fingertips all the way up into your shoulders. Gently letting go of your arms. Relax your upper chest and your chest. Relax your abdominal region, navel region. And be aware of your pelvic region and allow the muscles around the pelvic region to release and to soften. Relax your thighs, your hamstrings. Relax the muscles around knees, your knees, and relax your knees. And relax your calf muscle. Relax the ankle. Relax your feet, the heels, and the soles of the feet, tops of your feet, and relaxing your toes. And then relax from head to toes. Allow your awareness to flow from head to toes. Relax from toes to head, and allow your awareness to flow from toes to head. When you are ready to come back, start to breathe deeply. Start to move gently, with maybe the hands and the toes, the fingers, the feet. Start to come back. You could take a deep stretch. You could stretch your arms overhead. You can, if you're lying on your back, you could bend your knees and roll onto one side. And just come up when you're up sitting. Just take a moment to close your eyes for a few moments. And just noticing. So we, again, allowing your awareness to move from top of head to toes, and allow your awareness to move from your toes to the top of head. Just spend a few moments noticing how one feels, how you feel in your physical body. Observing the state of your mind, how your breath may have changed. And then just slowly bring your palms to your heart. With gratitude and blessing. And then just have a thought or send some energy to all those people around the world who are suffering, all those people around the world who are ill. Just have a thought, send them some energy. And then we can bring the palms to our forehead, and then just gently bow your head to your heart. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Raj. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fela. Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you very much.
We have a class tomorrow at lunchtime, 12 o'clock.
I'm looking forward to that one.
I hope to see you then. Yeah. And if anyone's interested in, oops, that's quite loud. If anyone's interested in the private class, I'm also doing private class.
Smart.
Raj, you look very calm.
You've got a background. You're
I
not really there, are you?
went to camp for the Caribbean.
He's gone to the Bahamas.
Flew away on my yoga mat.
Thank you, Tasmin. There's two of you there. Tasmin and Tasmin.